Have you guys heard this news? Mario Hezonja. He's actually someone that I thought was going to make it in the NBA. I was so sad when Hezonja never made it. Like, I really thought Hezonja was going to be that guy, that he was going to come out and Hezonja was going to have huge impact and rock the world. But some news about Hezonja is he's somebody that could be coming back to the NBA, as he's listed the NBA's as a potential destination. Now, if you guys haven't been following, Mario Hezonja played the last 2 seasons in Real Madrid. I also want to say I'm 95% sure Hezonja was the guy who said when he left the NBA that he would never go back. Right? That's here nor there. So he went to after he went to the Greek league, played for Panathinaikos, and he averaged 12 and a half points, shot 38.7%. Then he went to the Russian league, and he put up 18 points a night in 21 games, and then he dipped. And these past 2 years, he's been in Real Madrid playing kind of like a role player role, playing 20 minutes a night. He shot between the 2 seasons about 37%, 45% from the field, put up 10 points a night, 4 rebounds, 1.5 points a game. And Mario Hezonja at this point is a swingman. He's freakishly athletic. People forget. And he's a good scorer. And he's physically athletic for the wing position. 6'8", athletic, bouncy, and he's got a really pretty form on that jumper. His feel for the game, though, is not the best, and he sometimes gets lost on defense. And he is good at handle for his size, but he doesn't do too much with it. And he's become a better three-point player, and he's tried to become a better passer for others, but he tries too hard and kind of becomes a bull in a china shop. But I think there is a place for him in the NBA, especially that people like, and he's only 29 years old. So the report that we heard specifically from Mark Stein, the Stein line, and if he's reporting it, that means it has its weight in gold. And it also means that somebody, an agent, came over to Mark Stein, because this is how it works in the NBA, ladies and gentlemen. This is how it works. I mean, I'll personally will say I wrote 75 scouting reports for hoopshype.com, but I had agents, all right, like former players. Like, I've had former NBA players, I'm not going to say who are now agents, who I used to watch on TV, hit up my phone because they got my number through a colleague, and they told me, hey, are you going to write a scouting report on X, Y, and Z? And then I would write a scouting report, and they would ask me, hey, can I see it before? And then I've also had agents call and tell me to change stuff, but I've, and then we argue, not argue, because it's always very, what's the word? It's very cordial. But I explain my logic behind why what I wrote, and then if they convince me or I convince them, we meet in a mutual middle ground. And I usually, because I want to keep in good faith with everybody, I usually find a middle ground that I'll tweak it to be for the best of both worlds. But if Mark Stein's weighing this means somebody's feeding it to him, and that means there is NBA interest for Mario Hezonja. And Mark Stein wrote the former 5th overall pick. There's a reason why the guy went 5th overall, who spent the past 2 seasons with Real Madrid, is a free agent to watch. And I agree. I think when you look at the situation, is that FC Barcelona sources have assured there's no real agreement of any kind with Mario Hezonja, who's currently at Real Madrid. However, according to Mundo Deportivo, the Croatian winger has already signed a document proposed by the Bulgarana club, and Marca has dropped the market bomb, perhaps putting an end to one of the most followed negotiations of the year, that Mario Hezonja has agreed with Barcelona. And even reports of the contract already signed by the Croatian player, Hezonja would have rejected the renewal offers proposed by Real Madrid for economic reasons. He would have wanted to have greater weight in the team, aka more say, aka more touches, and thus receive a higher salary. For its part, Barcelona would have offered the Croatian a contract worth $3 million per season, making him one of the highest paid players in Europe. All right, which means he would have been a starter. But guess what? In the NBA, we'll give you $3 million to ride the bench, Mario. You want to ride the bench? Come here. There's a spot on left bench for your ass. I have no problem with Mario Hezonja. Seriously, no problem. But he did leave us out to freaking hang and dry. I do actually have a problem with how that all ended. But in a way, that wasn't necessarily his fault. But at the same time, I do want to say Mario Hezonja did kind of screw my magic. That we also wasted a pick on him. He shouldn't have gone that high. It still pisses me off. Still pisses me off. I still think about the times that we all the picks we've wasted. We've wasted so many picks, ladies and gentlemen. As a Magic fan, I've seen so many picks wasted. That's always probably like the worst thing is seeing picks wasted. But we got more topics to top, more people to see. And obviously, we got to talk about the guy that everybody loves so much, and that is the man by the name of someone who has the same name as his father. Technically, I would never name my. I mean, it's my family doesn't allow it because like none of the names in my family's history has ever repeated, so we're not like allowed to repeat names. That's just like a family thing. So I will never have to worry about that. But I would never give my son my same name. I just feel like that's just weird, and I feel like it's egotistical. Am I wrong? And then someone's gonna be like, "Well, I'm a junior."